You both said today that you love each other, and I believe it. But I'm trying to tell you, love is not enough for a successful marriage. There's so many other things that go in it. It's not just about you anymore.
Here is today's case.
How long have you been engaged?
It's been about 2 months.
And you're ready to call it off altogether?
I am. In the car was a phone.
A third phone?
A third phone. I saw a message between he and his ex.
Well, it sounded like it could be innocent for, their exes but they're friends.
Well, it ain't innocent if you got naked pictures.
Oh, you didn't tell me that part. Now I see why you won't admit this was your phone.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Hardin versus Coburn.
Thank you, Juan. DeMario Hardin?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing the defendant, Dietrich Coburn.
Yes, ma'am.
For $17,000 you say he owes you the remainder of a car lease.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll start with you, Mr. Hardin. Tell me what's happening here.
I'm tired of being lied to. I'm tired of feeling like I can't trust the person that I'm with, and I really feel like at this point, we can just go our separate ways. He can pay for his part of the car, and we could be good.
Okay, but you want your $17,000 first.
Absolutely.
Are the two of you engaged?
We are.
How long have you been engaged?
It's been about 2 months.
And you're ready to call it off altogether?
I am. When we got together, things were good. The only thing that I realized at first is that communication is not a great thing between the two of us. So we got into it at the very beginning, and I realized then he prefers to argue. I don't mind finding a solution. I don't mind, working through problems, but it's not the way he's used to dealing with things.
So the two of you have been together for a year and a half, but only engaged a month and a half. So why get engaged if you were having all these problems?
Because I was very hopeful. I was
Who
very hopeful
proposed
that
to who?
He proposed to me.
And you said yes.
I did, happily, with tears in my eyes.
A month and a half ago?
Yes.
And now you're here.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that didn't last long. Those happy tears turned into sad tears in a month and a half?
A little bit. A little bit.
What happened? What do you say is happening?
I feel like DeMario is very sensitive.
Is that a bad thing?
In a certain way, yes, ma'am, it is. He complained about, it could be just this little bit, and it's always a big problem with him.
But he says you guys are arguing. You like to argue. Is that true?
I feel like he just don't understand me more than what he think he knows me by. I don't think he understands me.
Why did you propose?
Because, Your Honor, I love this guy. I wish I can, have it in his face, a sign or something to show him that I do love him. But, I mean...
Well, I think he's seen some other signs from everything I've read here.
Yeah, I definitely have. Again, the communication is one thing. As far as the trust is concerned, so when we first met, he was still living with his ex. He was forthcoming about that. He didn't lie about it.
How'd you meet?
We met through a friend on a social networking site first, but we had a mutual friend.
Okay.
When I saw his pictures, I was into it. I had to see what the light-skinnedness was about. I had to make sure he was, tall and beautiful, and he was.
The good look.
When I met him, so I fell in love with him in 3 days. I told him that I love him, but after that first argument, after realizing we couldn't really communicate, things just kind of turned on me.
You say he was still living with his ex. Was he still involved or just living with his ex?
Just living as far as he told me.
Okay.
As far as I knew.
It was living, Your Honor.
So that wasn't the issue that caused the trust issues?
No.
It was other things?
It was actually a phone message. It was some social media stuff.
And this was prior to you saying yes a month and a half ago?
Why are you going through my stuff anyway?
Because why not?
That's
How else
crazy.
am I going to find out if you're lying? So,
When was the
What
phone
you say.
message that you say you retrieved?
I had to actually go to the grocery store. I was going to pick up some food, going to cook for him. I love to cook for my man especially. And at that time, I went and got in the car. I reached down for my grocery list and I felt some little clunky thing, and it actually was a phone. Not my phone, not the phone that I saw him with, but another phone.
A third phone?
A third phone,
Not
a
a
secret
good
phone,
sign.
whose phone is this? So,
It could be somebody that he riding in the car. I mean, why you don't say
it's your car, right? It's the car that the two of you share?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
so I did a little sleuthing. I knew his password from his other phone, so I used the password on that phone and it worked. So I opened it up, I went straight to his social media and...
So it was your phone? You said it could have been anybody's phone, but it was your phone.
I mean,
Yes or no? It was your
he ride
auxiliary
different
phone.
people
You had
in
another
the car.
phone.
So I mean, it could have been.
I know what it
else's.
could have been, but it actually was yours, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I guess so.
Okay. And so what did you find when you
That-
opened his auxiliary phone?
I saw a message between he and his ex. Definitely thinking that they were over, but this is the same ex that got on the phone and said, "Oh, you can trust me. I don't have any ill, you know."
What
any
were the
malice."
messages that you saw between the two of them?
When you coming back
Nothing
home?
but hey and bye. That's all.
Well, sir, you don't know anything about this phone. Remember, 2 seconds ago, you knew nothing. So I'd like to hear what he saw and read.
Yes, Your Honor.
So it was a matter of, maybe I'll see you the next time I'm visiting. Like if I go back home to, they would be going back there and possibly meeting up with each other. Something like that.
So it sounded like it could be innocent for, their exes, but they're friends?
Well, it ain't innocent if you got naked pictures.
Thank you.
Oh, you didn't tell me that part.
It ain't
was
naked if
not
you got
the
naked.
case.
Who
it
was
ain't
sending the
innocent.
photos to who?
He received a photo.
He received-
You received a photo from him.
And did he reply?
In your inbox.
With any heart eye emojis or anything?
It looked good to him. But
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's a compliment. I mean.
Well, now I see why you won't admit this was your phone.
Yeah.
So you responded to the photos and said what? You said they look good. So what were you planning on meeting up? So this ex sends you photos and you say you're going to meet up with them?
I did not, Your Honor. I did not tell that guy I was going to meet up with him. He's lying.
It's a text message saying, "Oh, I got a man now, LOL."
It was just a part of a conversation. Hey, are you dating in one now?
I found a message of him looking for manual favors from somebody.
It was a public message on social media?
Your Honor, he's lying once again.
You didn't reject the photos that was sent to you and say, how dare you
You were
send
happy to
me
get the pictures.
these photos of yourself I wish not to see. And I'm in a relationship now and I don't want this to be a problem. Or is this why you have this auxiliary phone? For this reason? So he doesn't know that you got secret messages going on the side.
I'm
No, I
nosy.
mean, I tell him I try my best, Your Honor, to tell him everything that goes on,
You
but
try your best.
I try my best.
You couldn't even tell me it was your phone. What do you mean you try your best? I asked you a yes or no question. You hedged on that one. You know he saw the messages because you talked about him.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it?
I mean,
What else, sir?
So we're both managers for the same company.
Mm-hmm.
We work at different locations. So I went to go pick my baby up from work, make sure I'm on time and, pulling up at the front. And our car has Bluetooth.
Is this the car that you're suing about?
Yes.
It's become a
Yes, ma'am.
treasure trove of evidence
Yes,
in this
ma'am.
case.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
It's more. So I pull up to the office and I'm close enough to actually have his Bluetooth pick up on the car. So it's a text message saying, "Oh, I got a man now, LOL." Like, what did you say that prompted someone to send you a message to say,
Your Honor, it wasn't even
"Oh,
like
I got
that.
a man now"? It was like that.
Well, I'm more concerned about the LOL.
He looked into it wrong. It was just a hey and bye situation. I asked the guy, because he used to work with me. He no
Okay.
longer worked with me. I asked the young man if he was dating someone. And then that's when he
It's a
came
name
back.
I had never heard before.
So you just asked your work friends, hey, are you dating someone?
Yes, I mean, it was just a part of a conversation. Hey, are you dating in one now?
Okay,
And he was
okay.
like,
Fair
LOL,
enough.
no.
So why is that your
and
business?
Mr. Harden, I guess he took that as me trying to talk to somebody.
Okay, so that could have been a conversation, I guess. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Thank you.
And what happened? How did the conversation go on? Did you observe?
At that point, I mean, I was heated. I wasn't in the right place to listen to him, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got upset about that, I was like, if this what you want to do, just...
Well, I think he's possibly assuming and maybe jumping to certain conclusions because of the photos and the auxiliary phone that he did find in the car previously. So now it's a little bit of a problem here with trust.
Absolutely. I would say that situation was a little bit more fueled by me also experiencing something else with him before. Like 10 days before our anniversary, there was some social media stuff that I found. So I was on social media saying good morning to my people. You know,
Was that in the
scrolling
car
through.
too?
It wasn't. It wasn't. You know, I found a message of him, you know, kind of basically looking for manual favors from somebody, like exchange of, you know, a little bit of something, but it was in public.
not
It wasn't a
true, bro.
DM.
Oh, it was a
Message.
public
It was
message
like,
on
yeah,
social
it was a
media for the whole,
reply,
not just
like-
for you to see, but for the whole world?
Your Honor, he's lying once again. It was an inbox. It wasn't no.
Oh, it was an inbox. So what is he lying about? That it was public? You're saying you did it,
that
but it was
public.
private.
It was inbox.
So it's.
I mean, if you're gonna tell it, he need to
I
tell it
remember
right.
it being public.
I don't think that's the issue, Mr. Colbert. The issue is not that whether it was public or private. It's what you said. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So you got so upset because he's lying. I thought you were gonna say you never said those things, but
and
nope,
I screenshotted it and showed
it
it
was
to him.
private.
Yes.
So he should not be as upset, right?
I could
Yeah, because
screenshot
what
it
he
if it
don't
was
know
private.
won't
Where
hurt
are the
him.
messages? Did you submit them to court?
I did. I'm upset because he responded with "What's up?"
You know what that means, right?
Just what's up? How you doing?
No, that's not what that means. They want to hook up is what's up, meaning what, Juan?
Hey, let's go. Let's do it.
It means what's up? Where are we going? What do you want to do? If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms, and for exclusive content, go to Apple TV. So you submitted these messages into evidence. You moved here for your job. That's what you're saying.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is a public message on your social media.
Your Honor, I was just trying to see what's up. I mean, I was just trying to see what's going on.
And then
That's all.
someone responds, and you're upset because he shared this response?
I'm upset because he responded with "What's up?" Like,
That's
Oh, to this
petty.
person. Okay, I see now. What'd you say is what?
Petty.
No, it's public. It's not petty. It's public messaging. Someone responds and says that they're trying to hook up with someone, anyone.
you got somebody at
And
home
you,
to hook up with.
you respond with, what's up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you know what that means, right?
Just what's up? How you doing?
No, that's not what that means. And
Especially if you just dropped me off at
your
work.
response,
Oh, she
your
talking to me, not
response
you.
to someone saying
Thank you.
they want to hook up is, what's up? Meaning what, Juan?
Hey, let's go. Let's do it.
What you talking about? Not hello, how are you doing? That's not
No,
what that
no,
means.
no.
No one knows, everyone knows that does not mean hello, how are you?
Yes, ma'am.
It means what's up? Where are we going? What do you want to do? Now, you see how that's problematic? And it is a public message. So here we found an auxiliary phone in the car. Then we have some communication
It won't
with one
mind,
of your
though.
coworkers, which, you know, I'm a little bit on the fence about that, but I could see your concern given the auxiliary phone. But now, I mean, this is pretty explicit. Someone literally says they're looking to hook up with someone, and you respond with, what's up, meaning I'm available. And you're really not available. I understand your concern. You propose, but you don't really want to be committed. Is that what it is?
Your Honor, I do want to be committed. I love him. But that was just something just to entertain. I was bored at the time. It was just something to do. I was in the bed with him. He was laying right beside me.
Oh, that makes it even worse. That makes it even worse, doesn't it?
I mean, I was right
So
there.
somebody else is talking about they want to hook up, and you actually have somebody who you could hook up with
And
you,
I'm right
and you're
there.
responding publicly. You don't think that's a little bit embarrassing to him? Because your name is on your social media. You know how people have accounts and it's not really their name. You can't tell who it is. It is your name and a
Your Honor,
selfie.
somebody that hacked my account.
Nobody hacked you or anything. If anybody was able to hack you, it would be me.
Sir,
Yes,
if
ma'am.
that was going to be your testimony, you had to tell me that 10 minutes ago before we had an entire conversation about what you said. You got to say that lie at the beginning to see if I believe you before we talk about it.
Your Honor, it's not a lie. It's really not a lie.
Tell me about the car. The two of you went into a lease together on a car?
Yes.
When did
Yes.
this happen?
This was maybe 2 months after we got together.
And you both signed the lease?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and then, so you got engaged a month and a half ago, but this lease was
Last year.
last year. And you have been sharing this car and making payments on the car? Okay, and you're suing because you want what? You want to be done.
If I'm out, I mean, if I leave them, pay for the car. Pay your part.
Okay, if we're here now, so you're suing him because you don't want your name to be on this lease. You obviously thought this was long term because you went in and got a contract together for a car, and the lease is what, 3 years?
6.
Wow.
6 years?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's a long lease. Now you're being sued about this lease to the car, $17,000. Because I'm assuming you want to keep this car?
Yes, ma'am. I made this much payments towards. I'm not gonna give it up like
Okay.
that.
We can have it.
Okay, so then you have to go and get your name off of the lease and get it refinanced. I'm not going to order him to pay you $17,000 when your name is still on the lease.
Okay.
Legally, you have to get the car refinanced, and that's your remedy. And I would advise you to do so because it's a 6-year lease, and you are still legally responsible, even if the two of you go your separate ways. I think there could be a way to salvage the relationship between the two of you, but you can't be doing the things that you're doing and sneaking around. With
can't be
having an extra
controlling
phone,
either.
I agree with you. If that's what's happening, I agree with you.
Yes, ma'am.
But I'm just saying this is his lawsuit. This is the reason why he brought you here today.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, you can't have a phone that he doesn't know about down in the car and you're communicating with your exes and then you get the photos and then you're embarrassing him publicly because you're responding to someone who says they want to hook up and you're like, what's up? That's embarrassing. You can't do things like that. It's not going to work.
And he wants me to hang
And
around
then
his
you come to
friends.
court and you wanted with the best evidence in the world. Like he got screenshots, my friend. You want
I
to
got
deny
my
that it's
word.
you.
That's good enough, ain't it?
Well, but I have the photos. I have the actual allegations.
Yes, ma'am.
And you want to deny it. So I just don't know if you take being engaged seriously enough. Do you understand what that means when you got, or did you get on a knee?
Yes, one knee.
When you got on one knee and proposed and he said he was crying tears of joy and all these things, I just don't know if you take it seriously because here we are just a month and a half later. You do understand that marriage doesn't just change people. That in and of itself is not a game changer.
Seeing that now.
Behavior changes people. Do not get married. Do not get married unless you see a change in behavior. Because when you get married, you know what you do? You're in a pie eating contest. You know what you win? More pie. When you get married, you marry this person. You know what you get? More of them. So if you don't see a change in behavior, and I'm glad y'all are here before this is happening because I see a lot of people who they're in it and it's been for years. You have a chance now to make a different decision because you are suing over a car lease and not over years and years of time you've spent and your entire financial lives entangled with one another. So, unless you see the changes that you want to see in a change in behavior, forget the words. I don't care what people say. You look at what they do. Unless you see a change in behavior, do not get married. You have this ring and you give the ring back. By the way, legally, you have to give the ring back. And that's what you do, okay? That's my judgment. Judgment in this case is no recovery on the car. Good luck to both of you.
We're gonna have to work something out. You know, maybe you turn your location services on your phone or something. Let me know what's up. I'll ease up a little bit. I know I'm controlling, as you say.
Yeah, I won't be in nobody else inbox. And I try my best to.
So if you in
lose my
somebody else's
attitude.
inbox, I'll pack the car up for you and you can take it to them.
Understood.
All right.